Hello, this is Bridget Brown with Divine Essentials. Alright, guys, so I've been pushed to do a reading for the collective, and the energy feels sticky. I don't know why, but like that's literally like what I was feeling. So, and I just got out of the shower, and I'm all clean. Like I spent the whole day cleaning everything because the energy is primed for that. Um, you know, and I like spiritually cleaning the house. Like I did Florida water and stuff like that, and now I'm doing this, and this is my blue moon rose water that I made for beauty and love, and it has rose essential oil and rose, real roses that were steeped during the full blue moon, um, and it helps us to feel beautiful and less sticky, like whatever that is. Um, I did psychic cleansing oil too, but yeah, I've been getting like pushed to say more, do more, like just even like and like people are like, oh, like, and I totally get it because like I'm the type that will push myself too much and do too much and like then burn myself out, but I'm also somebody that like I have a lot of energy, and like the past, like the whole day, like I spent the whole day cleaning the house, but I didn't really do that much work. Like I did like two private readings that were not like two of the 11-minute readings, so it's like a half an hour of work at the most, reading cards. And again, the energy work is like, it depends. Like if I'm doing private like 40-minute long readings all day long, then I clean the whole house, and then I do like all these other things, and I do that for like many days, I will die. But I've gotten better at you know um seeing beyond the illusion of things too, of like, oh, I'm so tired, because when we do that, we do make ourselves feel that way. Like, yes, I'm probably gonna sleep well tonight because I cleaned the whole house and all of that, but I also took like all of Friday off, and I did my live on Thursday night, so Thursday day I didn't like push myself too hard. um I've been posting crystals and things like that, and none of the work that I do is all of that like strenuous physically. There is a lot mentally, but I have ADHD, so the brain is like it's like it's just going. And then like the guided meditations, I find that when I do those, when I host like the activations and the meditations, I receive the energy. So if you've been guided to like do something like that, do it. You don't always have to be the one listening. Like sometimes listening to a meditation doesn't work for me unless it's my own, it's because I'm in it and I'm guiding it, and then afterwards I will listen back, but I fall asleep. And I know I'm like that anyways. Like any meditation I do, I fall asleep usually, unless I will, you can do a walking meditation or do the dishes or do something physical, or sit up instead of lay down if you're somebody that always falls asleep and wants to um, train yourself not to do that. But the remover of obstacles is here too. So like there's a lot of stuff going on in the collective, and I feel like that's another reason why I'm being pushed to say more, do more, show up more, um, because I am connected and I do get weird fucking signs and stuff. Like today was crazy what happened, where I was like, hey guys, don't eat those burgers. And then I had a thought immediately after I uploaded it and watched it back. I was like, I wonder if there's a Simpsons episode. Sure enough, there is. I found like a TikTok where a guy was like, don't eat the burgers. And then there's the Simpsons episode where they had like the 1 cent thing, and everybody turned into zombies afterwards. And I had said in the post, like I was like, don't eat the burgers, bop, 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 bop. And then I wrote a big thing like, PSA, that's how you get zombies, bop, bop, and a boop. And I was just half kidding. And then for me to go and get that confirmation from The Simpsons was like, now I'm not saying that on 9/23 that's definitely what's gonna happen. I just find it funny that like I've had, like, this isn't the first time zombie apocalypse thing has popped up recently for me. I've been also well aware of 9/23 for a while because it's in an obscene amount of movies. Like the 28 Days Later movie was even referenced in the Simpsons episode. So I feel like there may be something that happens, and it's probably not going to be like pointed at this thing, right? Like people are, oh well, everybody ate those burgers and we didn't hear nothing. But then like a week later you'll hear something and be like, oh, I wonder what caused that. Like and the things that they've got now are like tiny, tiny, tiny things, okay? So having the awareness, like, we really need to start, like, being very aware of what we're doing to our bodies, what we're putting into our bodies, who we're trusting with what's going into our bodies, around our bodies, who we're spending our time with, you know? But we don't need to be afraid, because if you go to fear and, like, "Ah," you're gonna just make your life miserable. But, like, actively do things now that are like, I'm not going to be eating at those places. And if I'm eating, like, from the grocery store and stuff, I'm going to be very mindful about what I'm picking out there, because, like, me and my dad for months, and I know many of you guys are doing this too, like, for months you've just been, like, getting pushed away from the things that you once liked. And even years, like, my dad's like, I used to love, like, salads. Now it's like, because they're putting stuff on everything, and these, like, little nano things are on everything. And I feel a lot of us who are intuitive and sensitive and empathic have literally been like, I just got a snap over there from spirit. So yeah, but this doesn't need to be an obstacle. We can remove the obstacles by not engaging in it. Like, if we all together, because we have the majority, stop entertaining this reality, and we don't have to do it in an evil way. We don't have to be like, ugh. We just need to organize and connect with each other. We are here to overcome and grow. We have these eyes that see beyond the illusion. There's a lot of people out there who don't, and they will be at the burger place, and they will be, like, listening to the newscast, be like, oh no, it wasn't the burgers, guys, it was something totally else, like, and they'll be like, well, you're just silly, those people are separated from that, okay? But if we let that, like, bother us or stop us, then we become separated from our mission and purpose. And we have Akashic records that are written, right? But, like, I also keep getting this message of, like, rewrite your story. Like, we don't need to live in the timeline where the world is, like, going to hell. Like, let's make it beautiful. Let's turn it into something nice. Let's alchemize the situation. Let's do what we need to do so that we have a good time. Yeah, Ace of Cups, emotionally fulfilling ourselves, but by having healthy boundaries and taking the actions necessary. Like, we can't keep collectively just looking at the things that are happening and being like, yeah, it's kind of fucked up. Because it's getting way worse every time that we do that. And it's like, why are we letting this happen, guys? If we want victory, we need to work together. And I know it's easier said than done, right? But, like, I guess I need to take responsibility too, because I do have big platforms, and I haven't always used them maybe to the best of my ability to do them. But I also have just, like, I've been a people pleaser. I also got sick for a while. I think I do pretty good with what I'm making for people. It's not like I'm out here, like, just making, like, some horrible, like, it's, like, no value whatsoever within it. But I do feel like a push at this time to do more. Like, start organizing things. Start building a community of people that are communicating with each other and helping each other. And I've always wanted that, but it's not always easy, because not a lot of people are comfortable putting themselves out there into the view of everybody. And I get it, and I feel like a lot of the times, like, there's some crazy things that go on in my videos. Like, there's some stuff that, like, I'm not faking it, you know what I mean? And, like, even just, like, my spiritual connection, right? Like, however, none of my stuff has ever been like, like, you know what I mean? Like, the biggest of my things ever was on the Bridget Round channel, and it was, like, 18 plus stuff for the Twin Flames. But I do feel that this is a protection thing. It's not like you're not a valuable thing. It's not like you're not gifted. It's not like any of that. And I've always felt this way, that, like, my life has kind of been like, I'm under the radar in some ways. Like, I go in this weird way, and it's almost like with the blood type and stuff like that, and having a lot of these, like, these symptoms of things and these connections and stuff. It's weird. It's like, I'm just like, we're just staying under the radar here, because we don't want to cause any fucking, because that's when we cause problems in our lives, like, when we get the wrong attention. Sometimes, like, you know what I mean? Hopefully that makes sense, because I feel like a lot of times these things are happening in our lives, whether it's, like, coming down to, like, I want to be with someone in love, or my foundation is all shaky and unstable, or why is life so hard? there's usually something that's going to manifest out of the difficulties, or there's something that's not manifesting. It's so difficult to manifest because it's not gonna serve you. It's like, it's just gonna break you down, man. Like, if you don't want it, like, just go with the fucking flow, man. Like, you know, transmute the idea of I'm being blocked to I'm being protected, I'm being redirected, everything is working out for me. And like, retrain yourself to feel like you're, you know, you can have emotional fulfillment and good things, but like also retrain yourself, like, what is your idea of this? Because a lot of us think we know what we want, but then like when those types of things show up, we're not attracted to them, or we like sabotage them, or we you know, block them by like just avoiding things, you know what I mean? And there's many ways that this happens, and it's usually like a fish, you know, tit for tat type of like, here you go, here I go, here you go, here I go, like, yeah. And the Ace of Wands here, it's like we all want to take that leap of faith. We all want to have a good passion in our lives. We want to follow our hearts, and we all want to like get out there and do the right thing and make a big change and fix this world. But it's easier said than done, and it's easier said than done in a lot of ways, in a lot of areas. But carrying these burdens around for this collective at this point is like, I just feel like we're at the breaking point, and I feel like that's another reason why I'm being pushed out here to like let other people know that like it's gonna get better, you know. So if you've been feeling down or sad or like blocked or guarded, or you know, like, why does this keep happening, just know that it is shifting, it is changing. Yeah, calm, tranquil, relaxing, good things are coming, you know. And in the chaos, instead of letting it become inner conflict, or instead of letting it like rail you over, turn it into some, transmute the energy. Take the energy and be like, thank you for that hate, thank you for that dagger, thank you for that, like, whatever the hell it is, like, thank you for that block, thank you for this thing, thank you for whatever it is that's like dysregulating me or making me not so calm. And then transmute it into power and fuel so that you can have justice, and karma will balance, okay? Balance of karma and justice, so you can resurrect, okay? You can resurrect. Energy, vitality will be good. It'll be good. You'll be the leader, and you'll get that recognition. And I feel like we are going to be starting to see that. Like, yeah, the things that have been false and hidden, like, oh, you know how, like, everybody used to be all, like, up into the Kardashians. It's like every time I turn around now, the Kardashians are being, like, what the hell? Like, you know, for things that are, like, questionable of their character and stuff, like, okay, we're not going to just overlook the fact that they're, like, mistreating a pet because they're the Kardashians and they have nice butt. Like, you know what I mean? The things that have been tainted and gross, that are not truly beautiful, that are rotten and stagnant on the inside, people are seeing that, and we're returning to where we belong, and the light is guiding us. We're not getting so caught up in the external of things or the perfection of things, because everything is perfect as it is, and it's like everything is of the one. So innocent, immature, adventurous, I feel like people are going to start getting in touch with their inner child. Good times are coming. Luck and abundance is on its way. Fate, destiny, free will. Like, and you have the free will to fuck this up or nurture it. You know, you have the free will to be the one that's in that sex and passion and desire and drive. You know, the spirit of connection here. Like, I feel like connections are going to be coming together for the right people. Some of you may be like having justice and karma and balance in your divine connections, and some of you may be coming to the end of things that have been karmic so that you can have a divine connection. Or some of you could be letting go of divine connections for justice and balance, and to relocate and move on somewhere new that is gonna be where you're gonna get your, because maybe you just need to forgive this person and go find unconditional love from someone that can give it to you, depending on what the circle, like, if they don't unconditionally love you, if they can only love you under conditions, or they can only give so much, then, you know, you deserve the contract, the promise, and the unconditional love. And I feel like people are also finding this within themselves so that they can find that external. So your passion, your creative, your spark is like, okay, your creativity is sparking, your passion is sparking, and that's going to bring a windfall of cash and abundance, wealth, status. So use the power of your expression to go through this transformation and know that your dreams are coming true in this new cycle. If you feel like you've been endlessly waiting, or you feel like you've had to be tactful and guard yourself and protect yourself from like the wild, untamed things out there, and it's like put you into an instinct of being the loner and just like meh. The messages and the bad news and the prophecy, I feel like you have the choice right now that you can let yourself stay in that like or come out of it into the okay, faith, unity, wholeness with the Ace of Pentacle type of energy, or bad news, prophecy, like meh. Okay, what do you want? And it's not unrealistically like delusional to think that you could have an easier life. Your perspective on your life is what makes it difficult. If you look at every little mishap or every little test, okay, every little test or offer or temptation that pops up on your fucking path is like a personal dagger and attack towards you, you're gonna have a miserable life. But if you laugh at it, like earlier today, I uploaded a video and it said that it failed and it was like something corrupted, and I had put in the description, and I had put in like a normal fucking like picture, and then it uploaded anyways after saying it had failed. I came back like an hour later and I see that it uploaded, and it, instead of the thumbnail I made for it, had taken like the worst possible picture of my face where I was like and put it up. And then Manifestor's like, did you choose that? I'm like, no. He's like, I think you need to sleep. I think you need to rest. You look kind of tired. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, I was literally making a bad, ugly face. And in that whole video was not the best lighting and stuff. But my point is, like, it's like, whatever. Like, I literally was like, I feel like that was like my sister fucking with me, or the universe. Because in the video, I was like, this does work to make you more beautiful. And then, like, the thumbnail is like, like, if this was months ago, I would have died. I'm like, whatever. Like, because obviously I'm not ugly. Obviously that's not how I fucking walk around looking. Like I was making a face. And that's part of my personality. That's part of who I am. But, like, if I'm like, oh my God, no, people are going to see the ugly face. Like, there's, like, whatever. That's my fucking, you think I'm ugly because I make a face that's an ugly face? That's you. Like, but it was funny. It was funny. And I did say, I was like, like, I've been feeling more of that, like beauty comes from within. Beauty is confidence. Like, I have not always been I have not always been that way. Like, I used to always do the makeup and get the clothes and make everything look perfect, and I haven't been doing that because it's like it's not even like, it's not even a realistic expectation. That's why we burn out. It's because we're so fucking busy. Like, oh, does it look perfect? Oh, do I look okay? I don't want anybody to judge me. And I'm not saying anything bad about Manifestor or anything like that. Like, he was just like, oh, concerned. Because he's not used to me coming out here being like, I just cleaned the whole house and I'm dirty and I haven't showered and I'm wearing my clothes that I was wearing yesterday when I was doing readings. So obviously I'm still fucked up. Like, like, I haven't taken a shower in more than probably 24 hours. But I'm a real human being. And I know people like that. I don't need to guard that. I don't need to be tactful about that. That's going to cause me burden and hardship and lessons to be in my ego all the time. Like, beauty is not necessarily your face. And I really, like, I've seen beautiful people by beauty standards that are ugly because of who they are. And I think if more of us saw, like, souls or energy, or felt and, like, dealt with that, it would help us phenomenally to avoid a lot of the bad things. However, there's also the dynamic of when you do get used to the energies of bad people, or you get yourself entwined with a narcissist, sometimes you don't notice because narcissists mirror you, like, very perfectly. They will learn you and study you for malicious reasons, while a ADHD type of mind will learn you and study you because they're literally obsessed with you and in love with you. They're not love bombing you. That level of love and like whatever will always be there. However, with a narcissist, it's not. A narcissist just is like, okay, I've got you, and now I know what I need to do in order to keep you, and they manipulate you. ADHD, or that type of mind where it's like, ooh, like high functioning autism people and things like that. There's usually this. It's just there's things that go on that can appear but it's like we're hyper fixating on this new person that we're so in love with, and we don't need to be guarded or tactful about that, you know, like, but we do need to be guardful and tactful about getting ourselves mixed up in the wrong dynamics, where it's like, oh, you know, like we may think that we're meeting someone that's mirroring us or like us, but in reality, they don't even have their own emotions and feelings. And I feel like that's another reason why narcissists get empaths, is because it's almost like we get a break from feeling so much shit from them. Because, like, all these other people who are in deep pain and misery and upset and all of that, like, we're constantly like, oh my god, and people are telling us their life story, and people are, like, pulling on you everywhere, and then you get near a narcissist who's just like a fucking blank slate. They don't have any empathy, they don't have any care. If anything, they just get, like, angry once in a while, but it's usually not even real anger, it's just, like, their insecurity. However, you mix up in there, and you don't notice until way later, or until you become more attuned with energy and picking up the subtleties, heightening your intuition and your awareness, being, you know, guarded and tactful. But we're going to a new chapter of development. There's unfinished business here. Yeah, things that have been tormenting you, the fear, shadow self, I feel like it's a crossroads now. Like I said, you can either go down the path that brings you back to those people, those places, those situations, or go down the road where you're in your power, your integrity, you're going to your home in a good foundation that's not going to crumble under a little bit of mischief or fantasy or play. This is a new chapter you're going down. So bring a community of companionship with you, of people that are going to support you for your resurrection, and don't get burdened and hard-shipped up in the wrong places or in the wrong contracts. Make a promise to yourself so that you don't go into the bad places, okay? Don't get wrapped up in people that lie to you. An attitude of gratitude will make miracles in your life, and any triggers that come up are meant to make you stronger. Keep cutting the cords that do show up, and do the rituals, like you know, like I burn things, I light candles. The other day I did a thing and I was like, okay, ba-ba-da-boop-a-da-boop-a-da-boop, and I was like, twin flame love, any blocks, okay, any blocks, and I did like salt, sage. There was 4 ingredients. It was very simple. It was salt, sage. I did like some tourmaline in there. The hell else? All the things are right here. Salt, sage. I don't even know. But anyways, I put it all together, and then I burnt the piece of paper with like written on it like what is it, like block of love, block of communication, block of money, block of like customers, or block of whatever it is, right? So I wrote down the ones for me, burnt the paper, put it in there, took off, fucking tried to find a trash in my town because they'll like get rid of it off your property. So I drive around and I'm like, there's no trash, it's in my fucking town. Finally found one, dropped it off, and then the next day heard from someone I haven't heard from in like long ass time. So I was like, okay. And I did intend, like, if there was a block there, to clear it, so you should maybe, you know, do some rituals. But, you know, also make sure that, like, if you unblock something and a trigger appears within the unblocking, it may be to make you stronger, and be grateful for that, like, to see, like, all right, now we know, like, I don't have to let this take my power away. I don't have to let this be the end of, like, my joy and my light and my, like, all right, the block is unblocked, and we see how things are, and we're not gonna, like, we gotta feel it to heal it. Like, if it's a painful unblocking or something, or if it's a karmic unblocking, acknowledge it and clear it so that you don't go into abusive things. But, you know, be mindful and practice inner peace too. Don't let little things throw you off. Do more rituals to like clear those things and cut those cords. There's a hidden lesson with all of this. So no matter what comes up, just stay in your integrity and your power, and know that like it's okay. We're just learning what we need to learn. If you're in pain, acknowledge it, feel it, heal it. Pay attention to people who have lied to you. They may lie to you again, but true love will be yours, okay? Like, if somebody else is seeing other people, or somebody else is lying to you, or somebody else, you know, you release blocks and they show up and they hurt you, like, step out of your comfort zone and go nurture better things and bring awareness to other people so that they can be mindful and aware of things too. Or, yeah, so that they can nurture healthy relationships. You know, people get to decide, do they want to be in a healthy relationship or not? But we can't decide who it's with, okay? Like, if I want to be in a healthy relationship, but this guy that's showing up is just not exhibiting that, or is not wanting that, me wanting it isn't going to change that. So I need to change, like, the person, or not want to be in a nurturing, healthy relationship at that time because they don't want one. But we don't want to put our lives on hold for that either. Like, you either want one or you don't, because no anymore. You know what I mean? So that's also something that I feel like people need to come to at this decision. No more hermiting away, because what you're doing is you're avoiding, like, all these women out here that are in their twin flame things, right, where they're waiting and waiting and waiting for somebody, and they're like hermiting away from anybody else. They're limiting themselves. They're avoiding, like, love, because they know that this guy's not showing up to give them love. And even if he does come back around, he's not usually doing it long term. He's not doing it in the way that, like, she says she really wants, right? So she needs to heal that so that she stops avoiding love, because if somebody out there probably wants to give it to her, but she's avoiding it by hiding from it and by entertaining something that's not even there. So we got to get vulnerable and open our naked hearts up and make our wishes come true. And if you do that, right, and you take that higher level commitment to drop those burdens and say this person really does love you, and they see you taking that leap of faith and moving on, and they're going to know it, they're going to sense it, they're going to feel it, because the old things aren't going to work anymore. They're going to see you going down the path. They're either going to make the decision to come down that path with you and have that nurturing, healthy relationship, or they're going to have the decision to watch you go do it with someone else because they can't do it. But I feel like they are angry with themselves because they do want to be back. They do want to be there. But, they're getting impatient about waiting, and they're also afraid to say it. I feel like some people just have big fucking blocks when it comes to saying the truth. But we have a special mission and purpose. I know we can do it. So no matter who you are, where you are, what you're doing, whether love's involved or not, just know that, like, your destiny is your destiny, and we all have a special mission and purpose here at this time to help this planet and to help the people on it and to stop doing silly things and to, like, get behind stuff that helps the whole world as a whole. And yeah, I'm gonna try to, like, brainstorm on better ways that we can do that together. In Monet, namaste.